Hello, and welcome to Brian's Book and Film. The film I'm going to talk about today is an absolute classic. It is one of my most favourite all-time films of all time, film-wise. And the film I'm talking about is A Journey to the Centre of the Earth from 1959. None of this new remake nonsense. A Journey to the Centre of the Earth, based on the book Journey to the Centre of the Earth by Jules Verne. And it's based on the book. It's not an exact like-for-like remake of the book. So, in Journey to the Centre of the Earth from 1959, you have James Mason playing Sir Oliver Lindenbrook. Pat Boone, the singer, plays Alec McEwen. Arlene Dahl plays Carla Gotterberg. Diane Baker plays Jenny Lindenbrook, who is the niece of Sir Oliver Lindenbrook, who is the love interest of Alec McEwen. And Peter Ronson plays Hans Belker, a very important part of the proceedings. Thea David plays the evil Count Saknussemm. And of course, bringing up the rest of the cast is Gertrude the Duck. Yes, you did hear that correctly. Gertrude the Duck. So Professor Lindenbrook has been knighted, and everyone in Edinburgh at the university is making a very big deal of Professor Lindenbrook's promotion, effectively, to Sir Oliver Lindenbrook. So it starts off with Sir Oliver, sort of getting promoted, and there's a big deal made of it in Edinburgh in the 19th century. And, where he's been promoted and he's been celebrated and, all the rest of it, he's been given a gift by his university students. And with the change, young Alec McEwen has bought him a rock. There's 3 shillings change from the whip round, and Alec McEwen has bought him a rock, a volcanic lava rock, which he then gives to the professor. Excuse me. The professor then proceeds to examine the lava because it's heavier than it should be, and he's examining it, and he decides he wants to take it apart. And inside, he finds a plumb bob with 3 markings for Arne Saknussemm, who explored the centre of the Earth way back in the 17th century, I believe it is, 1600 and something. So anyway, so Sir Oliver then, he discovers this plumb bob with the markings, and he proceeds to write to Professor Göteborg in Stockholm, in Sweden. And Professor Göteborg is not the most ethical of professors, and he steals Sir Oliver's work and goes to Iceland ahead of him to get the jump on him, because he's going to find the volcano and find the right passage, which you can only find on a certain day of the year, to go to the centre of the Earth. So anyway, Sir Oliver and Alec McEwen travel to Iceland because they've got to go to the volcano. There they discover that, they have been, in fact, beaten to the punch. And, so Sir Oliver, excuse me, is not happy with proceedings. So he's all the equipment has been purchased, and he can't get hold of anything. His expedition is effectively scuppered at this point, until they discover that Professor Göteborg has been murdered. He's been murdered by Count Saknussemm, so that the Count, because he's in his family lineage, the Count can go and do the journey to the centre of the Earth. While they discover that, the Professor Göteborg's wife, Carla Göteborg, makes her way to Reykjavik to, she's now a widow. Sir Oliver sort of commandeers all the equipment. But then Mrs. Göteborg says, well, I'm coming along. And Sir Oliver's really not happy about having a woman. I'm not being lumbered with a woman on my expedition. And she says, all right, so you don't want all this gear then? And he says, well, you're not going to get any extra consideration. You eat when we eat, you sleep when we sleep, and you do what we do. And she says, yes, that's absolutely PG. So, so they go to the volcano. The sun appears through a gap in the other volcano opposite, lights the passage that they're to go to, and in they go. There's various misadventures along the way. This film's older than I am. I can't really be giving spoilers. If you've not seen it or read it by now, you can see why Pat Boone got the part, because when he was a young man, he did certainly have the look. Pat Boone had the look. He does a little bit of singing. He sings to Jenny Lindenbrook in the study at their home, and you can see why he was so popular, So anyway, so they're in making in the volcano, making their way in, and after several weeks, Mrs. Göteborg hears somebody in the subterranean caverns when they should be the only ones there. Like I say, there's various misadventures, and young Alec McEwen gets shot by the Count. They discover the Count Saknussemm is down there with them, who tries to commandeer the expedition. At one point they get separated from Alec McEwen, and they get flooded in a cavern, and it's a really, really good film. I really enjoy it. I watched it again today, just to make sure that it's still as good as I remember, and it definitely is. They do get to the center of the earth. There's big giant lizards. You can see that it is the filming methods of the day. Basically, they filmed a giant iguana. It is what it is. It's of its time. There is there was a bit of a kerfuffle at the time, because Mrs. Göteborg, she's talking to Alec. They're sleeping, and then they get woken up. And the way that Mrs. Göteborg is sort of laying, you can see this part of her chest. You can't see any cleavage. You can't see any of her bosoms or anything like that, but you can see this plain part of her chest. And people are like, oh, she's showing a bit too much skin there. You couldn't see anything revealing. There was nothing. It really is the sort of film you could watch with your gran in the room. You could watch it with your gran in the room, no problem. And it's good, clean family fun. They do eventually make it past the giant iguana, the giant lizards, and they end up ejecting on the other side of Europe. Various misadventures. I don't want to give too much away. I've bought this film on Amazon Prime. It's only about £5, I think, so it's a good film. It was directed by Henry Levin, written by Charles Brackett and Walter Reich, based on the book by Jules Verne. Like I say, James Mason, Pat Boone, Arlene Dahl, Diane Baker, Thea David, and Gertrude the Duck. Hans is their guide and their assistant. He's a big guy, and he takes his duck. Now, does the duck make it? That's the question. If you want to find out if Gertrude the Duck makes it, you're going to have to watch this 5 coffee cup film yourselves. In fact, I enjoy this film so much, I'm going to give it 5 hot coffee cups and some biscuits and some custard creams. That's how good this film is. Despite the filming limitations with the giant iguanas, you know, it's of its time. They did what they did. They were where they were. It is what it is. Don't make it what it isn't. 5 hot coffee cups and some custard creams. That's how good this film is. If you've not seen the 1959 film Journey to the Centre of the Earth, it's available on Amazon Prime. I don't get paid anything for recommending it, but it's definitely worth a look. It's worth, what's the runtime? It's worth 129 minutes of your life to watch it. It really is that good. Yeah, I won't reveal the ending. Because it's not the same as Journey to the Centre of the Earth book. It's based on it, but it's not the same. There are differences. So I'll let you find out for yourselves, but give it a watch. Trust me, it's that good. 5 hot cups of coffee and some custard creams. It's definitely worth looking at. Definitely worth 129 minutes of your lives. So if you've seen it and you enjoyed it and you want to leave a comment, then feel free. If you haven't seen it and you don't care, then don't worry. Just do what you want to do. Live your lives. But I enjoyed it, and I think you will too. So thanks very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.